What's happening, my people? Welcome to Vertical Football Podcast and welcome to 5 Things We Learned World Cup edition. And with me, I have Rashford to analyze the match for us, Brazil versus Japan. Rashford, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
So tell me, what is your general feeling about the match?
Yeah, it was a good match. I think Japan started out well. I was expecting that even after the first goal, I thought like they would still get one more because Brazil was not giving us the vibe like something was going to happen. But after the water break, Brazil started to come into the match. There was waves and waves of attack. And I think coming into the second half, after Brazil got the goal, everything it was like the intensity that Japan put in the first half started to affect them in the second half.
Exactly.
That they could not keep up. They ran out of gas.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the brilliance of somebody like Casemiro wasn't necessarily in the game like that. He just had his moment and he took it. And then the substitution, I feel like Brazil started to see the loophole of Japan, which was area threats, and they started putting crosses in until they eventually locked it in the 90th minute. I think it's good win for Brazil. This is knockout stage. You take it as it is.
Exactly. And I love the fact that Japan are really structured in this match. In as much as I don't really like a low block team, but they were of low block to mid block.
Yeah.
5-4-1 at one point, sometimes 4-5-2-3 at one point, but I was expecting them to give all their best in the second half. The first half, they were more compact, stroking every spaces. Every spaces was stroked, but I really like that. So talk about the second thing.
I think the second thing for me is the intensity that Japan brought into the game. I think it's very important that we emphasize that point. I think it disrupted Brazil's plan overall in the first half, because when Brazil was on the ball, they were trying to like string some passes, get into the game, try to get the ball to Vinicius, try to find Konya coming out. But the way Japan was like intensely running at them, it got to a point where they started losing the ball, and Japan was like moving up front. And one of the things about the intensity that I also loved was, it's a different thing when the team is intense off the ball. But for Japan, even on the ball, they were fast, they was reading, you can see the flow in the game. So I think as much as they lost the game, I think it's something that we really need to give comment to.
I like that part, because I saw that in the first half especially, and I was like, this is amazing, because when you look at intensity in terms of the team, a lot of teams are more intense off the ball. But one thing I like about them is that they are fighting for every balls, the first ball, the second ball, and their height. You're expecting them not to be getting all this area or be more physical than Brazil, but they are matching Brazil physicality, and that shows that they came with a game plan.
They were prepared.
They were so prepared. So let's go to the third thing.
Yeah, I think another thing we should talk about is Casemiro. I would, football is very, very crazy, because sometimes you get a player, they are not necessarily the best thing in the match, and then one thing just happened, and then you forget the whole loop side of their game, and then you focus on one thing that has happened. I think it was a problem for them in the first half. I was even clamoring that they have to remove this guy, because like we said, the intensity, they were running through them. It was because we believe that Casemiro was not going to be heavily involved in the build-up of the game, because Japan was sitting back. So Brazil had the free flow to come into the game. So we were expecting that somebody like Casemiro, his main duty was supposed to be winning the loose balls and helping them block against transition. But I think it's obvious that his legs are gone. He can't do the running around again. But you just know that players in their level, it's just moment of brilliance. When that moment comes, they don't need 40 moments to take their chance. It's just that one. And I think that goal brought them back into the match, and it gave them more morale. It's like, now that we have done this one, Casemiro has put it at the back of the net. Let's keep on doing this thing, and then we'll get our goal. But I think Casemiro is two sides of the coin. You can't say he had a brilliant match, but because of that thing that happened, you can still also say it was a good match from Casemiro.
Yes, I understand that Japan also have a game plan, and the early yellow card for Casemiro was, we know the moment he got that yellow card, I knew he wasn't going to mark. I guess it was more of Guimarães and Paqueta that was trying to do all the whole marking. At one point, Casemiro was doing deep to start to create a little bit of build-up, not to look useless in the team, but
definitely.
he wasn't marking like before. And the first goal shows that too.
Yeah.
That he was chasing the guy that wanted to score.
And he could not catch
him up. So I guess he is Casemiro, and his goal just sum up everything the moment. And I told while we were preparing for this, man, I said that is classic Casemiro effect. That is the trademark of Casemiro. You expect a goal and this thing just come from nowhere, and Casemiro is the one. At first point, we think it was an offside, but when you look at it, you just say, wow, this is Casemiro brilliant. Yeah, let's talk about the 40 now.
Yeah, I think for me, we need to speak about Carlo Ancelotti. This is a personal opinion, because some people will look at the match and say, he made some substitution and he affected the game in a very positive manner. But I think there are some questions to ask in the changes, because if you are beginning, okay, let's look at the example. Like, you are beginning to see that this Japan side is struggling from area threat.
Yeah.
Are you putting Hendrick again in the match? Like, what is the essence of Hendrick in the match? What is the essence of Martinelli in the match? Me, I was expecting that, okay, because Ryan was shit in the first half.
I wasn't seeing him.
He didn't do anything reasonable. I was expecting, okay, if you put Hendrick in the match, you remove Ryan, you let Cunha come back to the number 10, and you put somebody like Igor Thiago up front, then start playing the long balls or playing the crosses to like get a goal. But the substitution, for me, I would say, we can say, he's tactical, he's a master, he's done. But I would say there is an element of luck in what happened.
Yeah, at least at one point, coach need luck. So because I told you, when the Martinelli came on board, I just have that strange feeling that this guy will score the last minute goal. Yeah. I don't know, but I just said this guy will score the last minute goal. Yeah. I believe that most of the time, when things go the way of the coach, people praise and say perfect substitution. Yeah. But when you look at the other way, you are trying to use area threats, and obviously, maybe he was thinking, maybe helping him up now. Maybe he was thinking that he needed more player to run through.
In all honesty, nobody was running in behind.
Exactly.
And I think that, like you just mentioned now, that's Martinelli's game. Run through, running behind, stay on the blind side of the defender and running
and that's
behind.
But what almost got him the goal.
Like you're playing as a number 10. How do you expect him to run through with 3 at the back and he's running directly into the box?
It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
But you know, when people see it now, anybody that saw the match say, oh, perfect, genius. But when you look at it in the longer run against other team, maybe it's better side. Yeah. Maybe you're playing against a team that are better than you, and you did that same substitution, it will end up giving you zero impact.
Sometimes it can work if it's still a low block like Japan. Or no, it will sorry about that. It will work if it's against a team that comes out. Yeah. Because the likes of Henry, they are more on transition game, Martinelli transition game, Vinicius transition, the Ryan transition. Even Cunha herself thrives in transition.
Yes.
So if it was a team that comes out to play, I think it would have been better. But against a team that is sitting back, they are not going to run anymore.
No, exactly. And they're already choking all spaces.
They have closed up everywhere.
It works. So let's just say we have to give him that.
Yeah, he's Don Carlo. Yeah, you just have to take the praise like that.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the 15.
Yeah, we just have to give it to Japan. Yeah. I think Suzuki was brilliant. He was brilliant in the match. The goalkeeper, I think he was mind-blowing. They should have considered so much in the game. The area balls, he was clearing the air really well. He was making some kind of magnificent saves.
It doesn't even look tall to me. I was shocked.
Yeah, but it was jumping very well. Yeah, so I think it was good game from Japan. They had a game plan, but I think they pressed the gas too much in the first half. When they came into the second half, they were out of gas. They could not press intensely. They started to open up space. And even somebody like Tanaka, like you said when we were still outside, they brought you into the game to keep the ball.
Exactly.
To bring balance into the game. But eventually you went into the game and started losing the ball that we were expecting you to keep.
So crazy.
Like it was very, very painful.
So crazy. I know you want to push forward. Get a quick 1-2 play. But at this point, you are playing against a very creative Brazil. Yeah. Let's talk about, when you look at Brazil, I keep on saying in my mind that what won the game for Brazil is depth and experienced, creative players coming on board.
Yeah.
So many, they are throwing so many angles to Brazil, to Japan, and Japan like, oh God.
We can't take this. We can't take this.
We can't take this.
Danger.
There's one player, their defender was in Tanoguchi, what's his name? That defender that PM, the other guy, Tanoguchi, that guy, as short as he is so strong defensively. I did not know, because I felt that sorry for me to say this word, seeing somebody not having the type of the regular height, I was expecting them to be bully them, push them aside. But seeing them play in this World Cup, I'm telling you, they did well. Assuming they meet a team like, with all due respect to Canada, assuming they meet a team like USA, all these people, they are going through the next round.
They'll breeze through them. I think they were technical enough. They had, as much as they didn't have power, they have the brain to play football. Sometimes you see like the striker pushing Gabriel off the ball and winning the ball. I'm like, how did you do that? This is Gabriel for crying out loud. I think they were technical enough. They had the brains of football.
The second half, they lost the concentration and many things. And one more thing I just want to say is that in the World Cup, we missed the Japan nylon and this thing, cleaned up the stadium.
No shades to Japan. Very, very nice team.
Very nice. Maybe another nation will take it up, but guys, I just want us to end it on a lighter note. If you think you see differently, you saw something different, or you want to explain the Ancelotti tactical genius, why he did that, you can just put it in the comment section. Till we meet again. Safe weeks to Vertical Football Podcast. Bye bye.